Hello, my name is Mindy, and I'm an undergraduate student working on the design of Mind. Mind, or the Monitoring Information Notification Display, is a personalized web interface that provides user-initiated notifications and alerts for individual users monitoring controlled processes. The layout of the software consists of four main pages: the situation awareness page, the user-initiated notifications page, the archive, and the general settings. Let me go ahead and share my screen so you guys can see what the software looks like. Initially, the user logs in using their individual account information, and this takes them to the situational awareness camera page. The user selects a shift time using these time dropdowns in the top right of the page. And the top left sector of this page shows a live camera view of the currently selected tank, which you can choose from a selection of cameras on the right. So here I'm clicking through tanks 1 through 4. The bottom section of this page shows a summary of other parameter settings that are included in the native software. And this page also shows alerts and warnings, which I will show a little later. To navigate to another page, you can select Alerts or Archive from the top menu bar. And to get to the general settings, you can click on the menu button in the top right corner of this page, which is consistent throughout all pages. Now, navigating to the Alerts page, we can see that there are two types of alerts the user can set: exception-based and time-based. Exception-based alerts help users set their own personal alarms in addition to those of the system. It's kind of an additional early warning detection. I'm going to run through an example of creating both types of alerts. First, for exception-based alerts, you type in what you want to name the alert. So I will call it 02 alert. Then you select a variable type from this dropdown. In this case, I'm selecting dissolved oxygen, and then the range of variable value for which the notification should be activated. In this case, I want the notification to activate when the dissolved oxygen exceeds 70% and when it drops down below 30%. I also select which tanks I want this notification to be applied to conclude the required information. And I will select all to show that this alert will be applied to all tanks. The optional additional information below include adding secondary contacts, which are created in settings. These are other users who will be notified if the primary user does not acknowledge the notification in some management dictated time. So I will add John Doe as a secondary contact, and you can add any extra emails, extra phone numbers, and additional notes to this alert. When I save this alert, it will be saved into the currently active notifications in my settings library. So when I hover over 02 alert, you can see the additional information that goes along with this notification. Now for time-based alerts, I also begin by typing in a name and selecting a variable. So I will type in 03 alert, and I can select none for the variable if the alert does not depend on a variable and I simply just want to remind myself at specific times. I choose a time to begin this notification, and if I want it to repeat, I can select an interval of time for it to repeat. Like I did with exception-based alerts, I also have to select which tanks this notification applies to. So I will select all again. And also, like I did with exception-based alerts, I can add the same categories of additional information. And let me go ahead and save this. On the right side, we can select a time frame and select tanks to display the active time-based notifications we currently have. And this red line represents the current time. Now, going to the archive page, we have a timeline displaying alerts. A legend at the bottom left of the screen helps users distinguish which variables correspond with which symbols. Icons represent regular alerts, while red lines represent low and high foam alerts. If you hover over an icon, you can see corresponding information that goes along with this notification. You can set the time frame you're looking at in these top left dropdowns, or you can browse entire days by skimming through dates at the bottom of the screen. You can also toggle whether or not you want each type of exception-based or time-based alerts to display on this timeline, and you can select the tanks for which you want notifications to be displayed on the timeline as well. Finally, like I mentioned before, if I click the top right menu, I can navigate to profile information, general settings, or immediately log out. Now to demonstrate the alerts, let me show you what notifications look like on an iPhone. So I'm going to stop sharing and share a different page. So here's what it looks like on an iPhone. We see two notifications. The first one is a low foam level alert for tank 1. And the second one is the 02 alert that I just put in when dissolved oxygen has exceeded 70%, and that happened in tank 2. So now let me go back to the computer software and show you what it looks like from there. And I need to navigate to the camera page. So phone level alerts are much more serious and appear in the center of the screen in a red outline. And since this happened in tank 1, I can click on tank 1 to view it. I click acknowledge once I've taken care of the foam level to dismiss the pop-up. So I will click acknowledge. Normal alerts appear as banner notifications on the upper left. Clicking dismiss removes the banner notification, and the alert will reappear after the amount of time it has been snoozed or when it's applicable again. Pressing remind with a selected time snoozes that alert for that amount of time, which puts a hold on alerting secondary contacts. The user can scroll through 1 through 30 minutes of snooze time. And so I will dismiss it. And that concludes this demonstration of Mind. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much for listening, and please let us know if you have any questions. Thank you.